We'll get the rest of the thing. Right? Yes, I'm hoping. All right. Good morning, good morning. What's good? It is Wednesday, August 20, 2015. Welcome to the Good Morning Show. I'm your host, the Eclectic Sunshine.
And I am Belinda.
We want to welcome y'all today. This is our first official episode of the Good Morning Show.
We have to say official.
Yes.
Because we tried this yesterday.
We tried it yesterday. It didn't work. We didn't record it, so you guys couldn't see it. But we're here today.
Yes. And we're going to get this right this time.
We're going to get it right this time.
So we've already shared with a couple of people. And if you're watching, we want to say thank you. We hope that you enjoyed the Good Morning Show. If you have any questions or comments, you want to interact with us while we're here live, you're more than welcome to do so. You can find this the Good Morning Show. You should be on YouTube and definitely on the Facebook page. And you can also hit us up individually if you have our cell phone numbers, Twitter, Facebook individually. You can hit us up that way as well. We want not only to Haitian with you this way, but for you to converse with us back. So,
absolutely. Speaking of which, what is your Twitter?
Oh, I got that one. We got the Facebook though.
Okay.
Facebook knows you have. I guess we will be coming soon. The Good Morning Show. Twitter will be coming soon.
Instagram will be coming soon everywhere, y'all.
Yes.
But right now, we want to talk to you a little bit about the weather.
All right.
Where we are, it's a little gloomy outside, and it's about 60-some degrees today, 70. I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I know it's just outside. That's from here until spring. That's going to be my weather forecast. Cold, bundle up. Let's be real. No shorts, no cuts from here on out. Okay.
Cold with a side of depression. Okay? Where's the sun, child? The winter's coming. It's right now.
The sun is here.
The sun's always shining
in Valencia. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
On the Good Morning Show. Oh, and real quick, we need to state. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday morning, we are currently working on the time frame, but you can look for us probably between the hours of 9 and 11.
Yeah, and if nothing else, you'll see us pop up with this live broadcast coming to you. And that's when you'll join in with us. But every Wednesday, we'd love to see you here with us. Okay.
You never know what we'll be, but we'll know what we're gonna be. All right, we're gonna get into this thing. It has a little bit of news. Both have news, yeah. So,
all right, everybody's been talking about it. The World Health Organization is saying red officer. Right? They're talking about some things that love that steak, bacon, and hot dog. And considering the attack that people have been making on bacon for the past couple of years, I'm not surprised that it's on this list. But
I gotta have my pig.
But anyway, it was really crazy is the fact that they cigarette tobacco smoke and diesel engine smoke, one of the most dangerous cancerous items. And in particular, that is the way that we cook it that makes it stress. So that means that well done is more dangerous than rare.
Well, they're saying really cook meat out of it.
But things that well done is better for people than rare. That rare is better for people than well done.
I like
taking into consideration that rare then also means that you didn't cook all of the bacteria out,
right,
and things like that. So, but that is what the World Health Organization is saying, and I'm just like, WHO, that stands for World Health Day, and also and who in the world is saying that everything that I like to eat is cancerous? Okay,
some people that are eating at the 5-star restaurant, and they're talking about this.
So I like my red meat, and I'm gonna keep eating it. But for those of you who, I guess just just seems like everything called cancer. So enjoy it and I will. Okay.
I think we were talking a little bit today. What is your cooking your meat and what's your healthy? What's your healthy?
I mean, when it's not ready, cooked well. I don't want to see any evidence of it being an animal. When it hits my plate, it is therefore, supposed to be food. I'm not supposed to be remembering what came. When I look at chicken, I don't want to see a bird. I just want to see the thigh, the leg, whatever it is like that. But right. There is that they're so,
Yes.
supposed to be
It was all the right.
bread and meat starches. Starches convert to energy. Everything that was created is for our supposed to be
Moderation is the word.
So have your meat, your vegetables, have your fruit, have your grains, and enjoy them. And I think the more important thing is put too much energy on what is some of the things that we're eating.
Yes.
But in actuality, what we need to be doing is just focusing more on being active. Americans are far too sedentary. We sit down and do work. We sit down
lazy.
when we get home. And that's really what should be the focus. We should be a country that emphasizes far more on people going outside and enjoying the air and getting this and everything circulating as it should be, than talking about all of these things. We've been eating red meat for forever. Forever. And
Still looking good.
Yeah, but we make it in Americans. So take a in the last I got two smoothies. Went to and got a green smoothie and I got a red smoothie. Okay. And so I just was trying them both out. I haven't had a smoothie from Canary in forever, but that's just where I was. I just was in the smoothie place. But it's about variety, and a variety, just eating.
And I think too, not to cut you off, but I think when you add variety to a meal, it makes your experience a lot better. It's better for all of your senses when you add variety to your meal. We were also talking about exercise. Denise, you brought up about Americans need to exercise more. I actually saw a news piece the other day where they're putting in stand-up tables in the schools for the children so that they can stand while they're doing their schoolwork. It cuts down on kids getting restless and sleepy and stuff like that. And they interviewed some of the children, and a lot of the children were saying that they actually like to be able to stand. They're all doing this in some workplaces in corporate America as well.
Say there's several workplaces that I know of where I thought this was the coolest when I saw it at one of the local businesses where they have where the desks can rise and go up and down, according to whether or not they want to sit or if they want to stand, and they have the chairs that allow for that as well. It's a good step forward.
It is.
In going from sitting all the time to standing, but we was being more active. For my children, I would tell them, when it came time for the acne stage to come about, just go run outside, go get active, raise your heart rate, cause your body to sweat
and get that stuff out.
That's how you reduce acne. Not necessarily going to the doctor or dermatologist and getting creams and taking
and all that money on Proactive Show.
Yeah, but how you get rid of some of the ailments that are contributing to society. It's just basically by eating the things that you need, nutrients that it needs, and making sure that you're active. And then we were talking about exercise, you need some red meats. Not to say that other items don't give you protein, but red meat in particular is a protein provider, and you need that to give your muscles the strength and then to prevent. To give them the strength and to give them the healing that they need. When you exercise, protein actually helps to get the muscles back into a better place from the strain and things like that.
Maybe you need to do a segment on that. She's the workout guru. So perhaps
we can do a segment on that. Yeah, definitely we can do that. Okay. And then in this winter time, might need to do one on how to get more of your exercise. He's all doing is warm, right? It's winter, so well, keep your eyes open for that. That I got was Walmart is joining Amazon and Google in trying to drones to deliver products. Yes. Wow. Walmart has applied to the FAA outside of in-home testing, to do outside testing or begin on a beta stage. Okay. Providing to their customers. Pick up and home delivery is what we're looking for. Also, going to be using the drones to be able to check inventory within the companies easier. I didn't know this, but Walmart says that they have about 70% of the United States has a Walmart plant of it. I can believe that's one on every corner where we're not on my side of town, but mine is 70% of America has within 5 miles. I just feel not feeling.
What are in these drones, honey? That's what I'm saying. There's some eyes in there. Checking on our partners.
Sci-fi is wonderful when you're watching it in the movie, but I don't mind sci-fi in my life. And drones is just one more thing that's allowed her to
New World Order.
Yeah. The Asian life, and I'm not comfortable with it. You know, that and robots and things like that. Those aren't things that make me very comfortable.
How would that work though? Jobs too. Right, you know, would that cut out a lot of the jobs?
It very well may. It very well may.
But somebody's got to control the drones too, right?
Indeed. I mean, but think about how few people you need to control the drones versus how many people you need to actually make the deliveries, to actually do the inventory, to actually do, be inside or wherever for whatever services that we get from Walmart or Amazon or Google. And so, they've been saying that, robots can replace people. And there still needs to be a person that can assist the robot. But the number of people that it takes, once again, to assist the robots is far fewer than it takes the people who do the job for the robot to do.
I want to interject on that. I was listening to NPR the other day, and Diane Reeves was interviewing a lady. I didn't catch the entire thing, but the gist of it was China has made robots with skin that can get goosebumps.
Yes, I heard.
Okay, and this was all for some sort of sexual type of
there. Yes,
some sexual type of thing. My thing about that is there's nothing like a good old mind and body, natural mind and body that can work and do a job. I'm sorry, but a robot is a computer. We all know that we have trouble with computers. We were having trouble with this computer before we came to y'all this morning. So all I'm saying
and
yesterday. So all I'm saying is a robot cannot replace a human being, and it cannot replace that good old natural way of thinking.
So intense or so driven with the desire to replace people with robots. Why do we want that so badly? Why sexually? Why within the workplace? Why is that?
It's so that whole X-Files thing. What's out there? What else is going on?
Into space.
We're not talking about going into space, but it's going to that direction. They want to put people on Mars. Okay, they want to build robots that's got skin that can get goosebumps, and all these things are going to come back to that.
And this is another thing too. We're talking about a robot that has skin and gets goosebumps and things like that. We as human beings need affection and love and things like that. And don't know. I do know I'd be offended. If I'm getting older, I'm hoping I'll never be a grown man. Okay. As I go through this life. Okay?
I wonder if he's gonna be better than the
But if I was a younger individual and I was approached by a being and it wasn't a real being,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would be comfortable with that. I don't think I would want a relationship like that. So that goes. So once again, I just go back to this, the reasons for it, and I'm just not understanding. I'm not understanding. I mean, like, we're so against GMO food. If we don't want a fake food, I'm sorry, I don't want fake people.
I don't want to fake people.
So
we deal enough with that in real life. Don't do
real
the
people,
thing.
real people.
People.
Yes, we got enough of those. So yeah, I don't think I want to have robots around me like that. And then too, with the fact that we have young ones who are not able to interact with other people because of the digital age, because they're so connected to social media and things like that. So now we're going to cause them a greater disconnect because now they don't have to interact with real people.
That's
now
a very
they
good
just
point.
Have to, be able to be cool with a robot that's going to adjust itself to you anyway. We're creating a greater distancing. We're creating a greater gap. When these jobs come in, they're going to be people who are not going to have jobs. It's bad enough when jobs come out. Now we're talking about bringing robots and stuff in and to displace people.
I would like to know
with it on many levels.
I would like to know, as far as the whole robot thing go, where does that put us with crime and stuff like that?
Are they talking about iRobot the movie kind of thing? Oh wow.
Are they going there with it? We got these police officers, we got police brutality. This is a good segue into what we want to talk about. We got police brutality going on these days. What would the robot do? How would the robot handle it? Again, not human.
With something like that, that's based on programming. And then the thing about that is, how do you give a robot discernment? How do you give it the ability to distinguish, what's going on, that's more than meets the eye, which is the kind of thing that police officers are supposed to be able to.
Right. And what happens when you get the police officer that goes too far? And I think that
we'll segue
on into what we was gonna say today. Now,
everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
The video of the South Carolina police officer who's on campus officer.
Spring Valley High School.
Yes. Taking a young girl and slamming her in the desk onto the ground and then slinging her across the floor before arresting her. When I saw the clip, I just was like,
I was wrong completely.
You know what? I think it's to this point where it's like, really? When I heard about it, it's just like, oh, okay. Like, really?
First it was, first it was, let me see, Ferguson, it was Ferguson, Michael Brown.
That
wasn't first, but, and now we're moving to our black women as well.
The other black woman was the girl at the school party, remember?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But and it's not a thing of me not being moved. I think it's just a thing of, it's just like, what are we expecting? What do we expect? Do I really? And my son was, I showed it to him, and he's kind of like it too. He's like, okay, I know I should see it because I should care, but I really don't want to see it because I don't want to see what they did. You know what I'm saying?
My 6-year-old, and I'm going to bring this up. My 6-year-old, and looking at the news with us last night, saw the clip and looked at the screen, and he said, oh, Mama, who cares? My 6-year-old, he's not about violence and stuff like that, but his father and I were like, no, son, you should care.
And my son gets to care.
That's not what
he gets to care. And I think it's just a thing of, I wonder if this is what people who saw lynchings were like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to run out to the field to see another lynching if you haven't seen enough lynchings. You know what a lynch body looks like.
You know what it looks like.
So it's like a thing of, okay, there was another lynching. I already know what that looks like. I don't need to go see it. I really don't even want to talk about it no more because we done talked about it already. Ain't yes gonna change. All right, what's next?
But
You know
what
what I'm
about
saying? So
what
I think
about
that's kind of how and I'm not saying that that's how I am. I think that's how my son is. I already heard about
right?
it. I done already seen it. Here's
I'm
another
good.
one. All right, thank you for telling me. I'm good. For me, I'm no longer at a place where I'm upset. I think yeah, I'm no longer at a place where I'm upset. It's just like I'm tired of us getting upset and then rising up to this ultimate high about it, and everybody wants to talk about it, and it's the it conversation. And then after it's all said and done, give a couple months and we go down. We got this roller coaster
It's
effect
become a
to
pattern.
things instead of staying at one place.
Mhm.
And I ain't saying stay mad, but at least let's remove the emotion and the consciousness that we have when these events occur, when we in this bad place. How about we keep the consciousness here? And no matter whether or not everybody is talking about it, we remain up here and we act on this level at all times and change things. I just feel like, I've always said when it comes to marches, or when we get upset about things, this is my philosophy, that they only got to deal with it for a little while because we're not consistent. And, oh yeah, you're mad or stumped your toe. Okay, well let me just let you go ahead and have your temper tantrum. Let me go ahead and let you deal with it. Go on, what you got to say. Go ahead. Okay, you're done now. Okay, now we're going back to life the way it was. Can you go do what I told you to do?
Mhm.
Could you go live like I told you to live?
Mhm.
I gave you time to have your temper tantrum.
Mhm.
And that's how things occur with us.
Yeah.
And I'm just really like, okay, we done been up, we done been down, we done been up, we done been down, we done been up and down for the past couple of years now. 4 or 5, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Puppets, y'all. Puppets.
When are we gonna be consistent in in doing something, saying something,
Well, how can
being
we?
about
How can we become consistent? We need to have conversations with our children, especially our
Yeah.
black boys. Like I said, my son is only 6, but he's a young black boy. He's gonna grow up to be a black man, and he needs to understand the validity of
these
these
things.
these things, these incidents.
And I think the first place in being consistent, first of all, is we have confidence like mine. We all have to be in like mind. We all don't agree about racism. We all don't agree, about how women should behave and how men should behave.
Right, right.
There's and then there's certain things that we just don't know about because we're not being taught and we're not having these conversations.
Right.
And having my conversation and talking to my son, he was like, they just need to do better training. And I was like, training ain't problem.
Training's not the problem. It's the
Training's not the
mindset
problem.
of some of
It's
these
the mindset
people.
of the individual that has to change. And so, we can retrain every cop out there, but that's not going to do it. And
But see, the thing about him was he had an incident in 2005, incident in 2013, and who knows how many other incidents in between all of that. So my thing is, it's a reoccurring pattern with this person. Take him off the force. He needs to be off the force. Don't just give him a desk job or give him something because his mindset is not changing.
Yeah, but the thing
Take away what he loves to do.
What we have to be honest about is, and one of the things I was going to suggest is for African Americans, I've taken racism training. I've gone and done, racism courses and stuff like that. We need to take those. And it's not so that we can learn what racism is.
Because no.
Let me say that. It's not so that we can just have a general conversation about it. Right. I don't think enough of us know really what it is. I've seen people fling that word out there and not really know what racism is. And that's how they're able to take when somebody says that they're racist and actually wear that.
Mm-hmm.
Black people can't be racist, okay? Black people aren't racist. We can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist. Okay.
Why do you think that?
Because racism is able to exist because of power. Racism is caused is a part of the perpetuation of power and utilizing that power on another individual. And you asked me that, well, I'm not giving the best definition because that's what background. So basically, it's a group of people separating themselves from another group of people based on race and exerting power over those others and deeming themselves more powerful and utilizing power status off of racial differences to propel themselves and to oppress another.
Like where you live, where you work, stuff like that.
And if it wasn't for the power dynamics, matter of fact, because blacks don't have the power,
Right.
we can't be racist in no way, form, or fashion. And we can say it in this video right here. We can say it when it comes to Trayvon or to Mike Brown or all those. We did not have, and we do not have the power to punish white people for their actions. We can cause a little turbulence, we can rock the boat, things like that. But we don't have the power. We don't have the power to keep them in ghettos. We don't have the power to keep them from jobs. We don't have the power to keep them basically from anything that they want. So therefore, we cannot be called racist.
But couldn't we have the power to do those things if we?
No. Yes.
Couldn't we?
Yes, we could have power, but would it then be racism at that point? Because us exerting power over getting power in those areas wouldn't be because we're trying to be racist, it would be because we're trying to preserve self. But we're prejudiced. We would do that working together to preserve self. It's almost like the thing of lions and tigers, or gazelles. Okay?
That's a good one.
Lions and gazelles. Okay, they're lions and we gazelles. Okay, they are the most powerful beings in this area, and all we trying to do is survive. Now, if all the gazelles come together and they attack the lion that's been attacking them, are they being racist?
No, they're just trying to survive.
They're just trying to survive.
And gazelles are very good runners, honey.
Yeah, I mean, and we've been running and all of that this whole time. But the thing is, that's not racism, and then prejudice is a part of who you are. It really is. If you say, there's that little clip about the little black boy and the little white boy hugging, and it's like racism is taught. Okay, it's actually yes, racism is taught, but prejudice is a means of identification. That's originally what it starts off. Okay. And so, and in identifying with one another and identifying with the need, I'm gonna try to reel this all in. And identifying with the need that we need to come out of the situations that we're in, and that we need to fight together. We need to come together and have conversations with each other.
Right.
Men need to have conversations and understanding, not only as men but as boys. Like, I had a conversation with my son, and I was like, I'm not going to tell you, I don't care how smart you are, because my son is a pretty person. Okay, he is not gangster
not at all.
Okay, but that doesn't matter. That won't matter at the end of the day to somebody who's white and doesn't know him. He will still be seen as a threat, especially as he's getting taller, and the fact that he'll express himself. That would be the thing that gets him.
That's the thing, right?
He'll express himself. I didn't do anything wrong. My right is, my son knows all the rights, but the rights will not save him at that moment, because then he'll be considered a threat.
So what will save him if he just closes his mouth?
That we should
quiet and do what we're told. Is that how?
Well, and that's the thing that they're saying about the girl who got doubling back around now. But they're saying that she was told to do such and such, and she was saying, and a lot of people are saying, well, she should adjust. That's what we're always told. We just should adjust. Right. There's nothing that we can do in the should adjust that will just save us. What we should do, come back around. I'm trying to circle back around. Okay. What we should do as adults is make our children aware that they absolutely that people are afraid of them. Let's just be honest. There are certain people out there who are afraid of them because of the color of their skin.
And when you're afraid of something, what will you do?
You will behave in a retaliatory manner. So they need to be prepared and aware of that. In particular, black men and boys, they need to know and understand that how you see you is not how they see you. That many of them are going to be afraid, and you need to always have that in the back of your mind when interacting, because that is what will determine what happens next. We need to have that conversation. We need to be having conversations about what racism really is, how it has come throughout all of the years and the creation of this country. This country was created in its early years with racism being a part of the system. That was how it was made to work. Speaking of that, and in understanding that, know and understand why we're in the situations we are in, and also understand that we can't use the system completely in its current entirety to our benefit, because that's what it's built on. The great change is going to have to come from the outside, not necessarily from the inside, because the system is built with that within it. We need to have conversations about that. We need to be what's the other thing I wanted to say? We need to be holding individuals accountable.
Absolutely.
And that's how cops have repeatedly, time and time again, gotten away
Yes.
with what it is that they're doing. We're not holding them accountable. Instead of fluctuating, coming up and down and all that, okay, so you let this dude go, oh, okay. Well, election's coming up. I got you, boo. Since you let them go, I got you next time.
Right. But I also feel that, you know, when they go to the police academy and stuff like that, I think that the process needs to be a lot tighter. I think that the background checks need to be a lot tighter, however it works. The psychological exams need to be a lot tighter. If there's the slightest indication that you could be a psychopath on the police force, you don't need to.
But that's the same kind of argument a person could make for gun control, you know, and it is an argument that they are trying to make for gun control. There is no 100% definite way to screen a person out of becoming someone who's going to be abusive as a police officer. That may be something that they develop as they go through and you know, see certain things or whatever. I don't know.
We want to know what you think. We want to know what your thoughts are. Go to the Facebook page, the Good Morning Show Facebook page. Post any questions that you may have, and we'll be glad to have a conversation with you. We want you to have a conversation with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, one of the things I want to say is that with situations like this, we definitely have to we need to be consistent across the board, and there's a lot that we need to grow in and doing. But I don't know. It's just we can't keep fluctuating. We can't keep going up and down in how we respond to this situation. And yeah. It's time for it to stop. I know that for certain.
It's been time
for it to stop. We can't be waiting on it to occur to us and our children to then change our minds on the reasons why. Oh, well, you know, they're not racist, and this child was just doing X, Y, Z. We really got to.
We got to band together, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, for all the musicians out there, the filmmakers, the black filmmakers, the black musicians. If you are in any position, to have a platform to where you can continue to talk about this more or put something positive out there, you know, for this, please do. You know, we're going to do our best to spread the word as we feel that it needs to be spread and have these conversations. And we implore you to do the same thing. Please. That's part of what the good.
We touched a couple of areas.
Yeah, we touched a couple of areas, but that's part of what the Good Morning Show is all about.
Yeah.
All right, that was a little heavy.
You want to talk some more news? Because I know you had some other topics.
Yeah.
Or...
I don't know. I guess this is a safety thing. Just a little something I seen last night. In the U.S., they were talking about the NTSB was talking about how there's about 1 to 2 million flawed tires in the U.S. This is major, people. You're driving along the highway and you don't know that your tires are flawed and you have an accident. You know, this could cause people to get killed. Statistics out there, some numbers. But the thing is, the NTSB is calling for a tire registration system. I didn't even know this, but when you go to buy a car, you go to the mechanic or whatever, they can't tell you whether your tires are flawed. It may sound small.
Okay, so basically, you're saying something where if there's a recall, they can be able to determine.
You have to find out from when the people recall the tires. But if you go and personally say, can you tell me if my tires are flawed, they cannot tell you. So the NTSB is trying to make it mandatory.
Yeah. And I guess my confusion is, okay, So they're putting flawed tires out into the public. I would think that would be a no-go from the very beginning.
It should be.
Okay. Okay.
I know it's a weird little fact, but that's what's going on. SB said something like 500 people are killed a year due to faulty tires. There's no government or industry database to register your tires, so this is what they're trying to work out right now.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Real quick, do you have something else on that? Okay. Yesterday we talked about in our show that was supposed to air yesterday. We talked about politics.
Oh yes.
And I mentioned that here where we are, when the early election started, on the very first day they said like 7 people participated in the early voting.
That's terrible.
And that was just amazing when I take into consideration how many people partook in early voting and was fighting about early voting during the Obama administration. He was going in and in the second term. How many people were fighting for and busting their tails to get to the polls. And then now, all of a sudden, since Obama is no longer running, nobody's going to the polls now. Now, I will also add that it just very well may be that this time around, nobody's running. I'm not seeing a lot of signs and billboards and commercials and things like that. And this is the early stage, but this is also the part where he's supposed to knock out some of the individuals who aren't going to be participating in the main races later on. And with the presidential coming up, this is also where we'll be, taking into seeing about and so we can bring us back African American in the voting process. And actually hearing about the fact that the president matters, and really not just the president, but everyone in between.
Right.
It is, and I didn't have this thought yesterday, but a lot of people are like, oh, they only vote because they're black.
I was just about to bring that up.
The other thing is, we can't have them say, 75% of African Americans voted, during the Obama terms, and then, when it came to Hillary and 5% voted.
Well, we got Ben Carson. That's the case now. For those that is the case, we got Ben Carson. Matter of fact, he's 26% in the running, and Trump is 22%. So
he's beating Trump right now.
He is beating Trump. But you know what? I was watching last night where they were talking about Ben Carson and how humble he is and soft-spoken. It's not what he says, it's how he says it. He actually came to Salem. It's been about a month or so ago, I believe. I wanted to go and see him, but I was doing something else that day. But they were talking about the differences between Ben Carson and Trump, which is quite obvious. Trump is a fuddy-duddy, okay? He's a man with a third grade education or something like that. But at least that's how he talks.
I consider him entertaining.
Yeah, he's very entertaining, but can he be president?
No,
he cannot.
He's not Ronald Reagan. For go from the boardroom. What was the NBC show?
The Apprentice.
From The Apprentice, and now to the president.
Honey, he need to fire himself. I'm sorry. Look, the man talks too fast. Okay, he's always trying to throw in these unnecessary, tags and punches and stuff that don't have nothing to do. And he's a good bamboozler, which makes him very business.
Yeah, he's not what we need.
He's not what we need as president. I'm sorry. I feel like he carries a lot of anger. And I say that because he's always trying to put down everybody else. And I noticed something
about constantly needing to. Maybe it's about self-image. How he can let himself.
You're exactly right. And I also feel like when it gets too hot for him, that's when he comes with all the fuddy-duddy stuff. People are asking. He was on the Today Show on Monday, and Matt Lauer was interviewing him. And people were asking some serious questions, how are you going to build this wall, or how are you gonna, get rid of this huge deficit, stuff like that. And Matt Lauer had to keep telling him, Trump, they're asking you specifically. People were using the words, what are you gonna do specifically? And he just talked around it. I mean, it was just perfect. Oh my God.
So yeah, he definitely those are
A
those two
lot.
things. Either he diverts or he does a yo mama.
And you don't want this. You don't
about
want this as president. And I think a lot of people are also looking at the fact that he has all his money. And I'm sorry, but what's the money got to do with it, honey?
Yeah.
What's the money got to do with it?
I mean, but he's not the main. He has people who help him make the decisions.
Oh yeah.
All the way up. And that doesn't take into consideration, how much he's gained. We're not anybody looking at how much he's lost.
Right.
The bad decisions he's made. And I just thought that was because he's either somebody who's going to try and bamboozle, or he's somebody that if you don't like what he's doing, he's going to talk junk to you. Your mama stuff. We've spent a good number of years trying to build relationships.
Yes.
And with the outside.
He has the ability to destroy them in seconds.
Yeah. We don't want that either.
But
I'm
now,
not trying to have nobody behind me.
What I'm saying about Ben Carson is, okay, you're going from neurosurgeon to president. How is he actually going to apply the way that he thinks or thought as a neurosurgeon?
Here's a better question.
Because we're not doing surgery. We're close up, open them up, but
it's just single people just with the assumption that I'm good at what I do because I know the political background.
Right.
To be a president, and I understand. Yes, I'm from Hollywood for the most part, but considering the day and time that we're in, we need people who can understand the internal workings of the political arena, so that we can have the best decisions made.
And that's where Hillary comes in.
I know you're going to want to talk about her because. That's who you're aiming. That's who you're going for.
I'm aiming for Hillary, y'all. I'm sorry.
I'm still undecided.
Listen, I'm gonna be real about it. Yes, she's I'm gonna be real about it. Okay, she's a white woman, but I think she's a strong white woman. I do, and yes, I understand that. She did some things. She made some mistakes. I think Hillary could hold it down if she was to become president. I definitely think that she can hold it down. I think that she has the ability to go in office with no emotion. They call her the robot.
Which is good. That means she got that poker face.
She's got that poker face. So, we might be able to get through this, y'all.
But she gets goosebumps in it real, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going for Hillary. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Like I said, I'm undecided. I'm undecided. I'm definitely not considering anyone on the Republican side. But I have to say because introduced to Hillary the first time around. I'm not saying I'm not going to give her any attention time, but I think this time around I want to get to know Bernie Sanders since he's the newer candidate to me in regards to running.
I would like to know Bernie, but Bernie's he's a little old. A friend of mine was saying to me that
presidents have been old.
Yeah, they have, but
we considering our age, we're comfortable with like Clinton and Obama and their youthfulness.
I'm sorry, but I want to see somebody in their 20s for that. Maybe that may not. Yeah, we've been starting some people ready. It doesn't make any sense. But to me, it does because there's a little longevity there. Younger, their thought process is a lot more open. They may be innovators. Because they because like make sense. The difference is having somebody in that team is because and that I think that would be the issue. That means voting for them and then let's talk about that. And voting for them and trusting
them to be a leader. Thing about, and I'm gonna use Obama, is the fact that yes, he was still young, but he had been in the political, he got been in the political world for a number of years.
Yeah.
So he understood some of the workings, and he had met some people and done certain things. At 20, you're practically just out of high school. So unless you got involved in school and you was on the local level school,
Well,
and
I mean,
stayed at something level.
Yeah, I'm saying like maybe 25, and you know what I mean. Give them a little time, not necessarily early 20s, but
yourself too at 20 something. So I would be iffy about a 20 something president. Maybe I'm saying.
It's true, but what if he has something? I know that was terrible, but
no, you have been a question though, so that wouldn't be not the norm.
yes, right. I'm sorry.
No, fine. We ain't gotta talk about no happiness if you want to.
Okay,
we don't have a lot of news.
We don't have a lot of news, but we can go to some good old entertainment, honey.
What you tagging along on this one?
Child, listen. Let me tell you something. Quentin Tarantino is coming under fire. They want to boycott his moves like that because that's what I said. So anyway, stupid. Whoever said that, but no, he was at a rally. And basically he got up and called the police murderers and said, well, why don't we just murder the murderers? This is Quentin Tarantino. That really, Quentin has a lot of pull. He's known for making a lot of films that deal with race and stuff like that. Django, Pulp Fiction, they always have these sort of things. But I thought it was a little, I thought it was bold. I did. I felt like somebody's got to say something. Maybe that was a little much. It was a little arrogant to get up and say,
yeah, be careful with your words. Somebody might take you literally.
Yeah. But no, at this point, but I'm going to get boycott.
I think kind of goes to the issue, like, we have not training. It's consequences.
That's right.
In America, there are not true consequences for the police officers. Please tell me what the real checks and balances are in regards to them. And this is the crazy thing. The people that they're slinging, well, she might not be the taxpayer, per se. Her mom is the taxpayer.
Her mom is
the taxpayer is the one that pays their wages.
That's right.
So why are we getting beat up by our police? Hey,
wow.
Your wages.
Wow.
Why are you coming and handcuffing and beating up? I'm telling you, who is checking you? And then where am I truly, being given the respect? You know what I'm saying? And do said or whatever. As in this. It's like a
like shit. But we have things that they take and all this stuff. But he is getting invaded. That's the good thing about it.
But that's the
not to say do anything, but
just that we can shut up.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
but how much more of this? And I think that's what Quentin Tarantino was getting at when he went on his rant. All right, y'all.
If something actually happened where people were really like, you know what, I'm not going to receive it. Then maybe this. But back on Facebook, listening about it on Twitter, and talking about we gonna march. It's not hurting it.
I want to say something else too. You know, it's in protest, but y'all, let's not quiet. No need to stop the car over. Okay, you don't need to.
Okay, I was with this right here. I was like,
No, it's not with this right here, but it just made me think about that. You know, yes, we're mad, we're upset, we want something done, you know, we want to be treated fairly, but in order for that to happen, we don't need to become what we're upset about. Does that make any sense?
It does, and I want to say this, you know, that kind of behavior comes from, you know, the saying, you know, when you push the rat up against the wall, you know, whatever against the wall, when you back somebody up against the wall, and if they finally feel like they got to break free, and for so long, you know, we take stuff and we just get pushed back, and that's how we express ourselves. But it's also one of the only ways that we can exert our power. That is the only way that we can exert our power, or at least feel like it's potential. Because we can't.
But
because
no,
and I get that, and that don't make no sense. You go across the highway, cross the tracks, do what you gotta do. Yeah, that would make more sense. But you say one of the little that is to you is not correct. We gotta start it from the pocketbooks. That's what people listen to. That's what they listen to. You know, we gotta start making it where people understand their true content. Now, till we okay. You want to take a break?
You take that. I apologize, y'all. Nature calls.
It's live, everybody. But and I just got on my knee from under his table. I'm sitting on. That is gross. Right. So a place where we actually have this problem. And I quit to comment is just more so about, I think, of consequences. I don't think we should be emotional. I don't think we should respond in nature, but we definitely should be responding. Where, I mean, like, when your children act up, they get spanked. There needs to be some type of punishment that occurs for people, or that this will not be tolerated, and it cannot continue, you know, again and again. There are no checks and balances in place. There are no consequences to officers. And this is the thing. Like, you got a child, and let's say they spill milk, and you don't do anything. And spilling milk is easy. It's just a light to do. Okay. Cleaned up. So that first time they're like, oh, you just cleaned up the milk. You know what I'm saying? But every time they spill milk and you keep cleaning up and you never make them clean it up, then it becomes a thing of, oh, I spill milk all day long.
Talk to them and explain to them.
This is in regards to the police. So my thing is, how long they've been able to spill milk?
Okay,
they've been able to toss us around. They've been able to mess us up with